Welcome back to the Slate Podcast, where we talk about movies, music, and media. I'm Jeff, and I'm here with my two co-hosts.
What's up? It's your boy, Jorge M. Gonzalez.
And your other boy, Dario E. Paredes.
You can't steal my thing, bro.
God, just do it. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Slate Podcast.
Welcome, guys, and welcome to you, the audience. Today, we're going to talk about Supergirl. I know this movie was very highly anticipated for a lot of people.
Sure, by who?
By the way, we covered the comic book that this movie was based on our last episode, so feel free to watch that on our channel.
Yeah, but today link right here, maybe. Yeah.
Click the link. But today we're gonna talk about the movie. So Supergirl just came out. It was directed by Craig Gillespie. Gillespie. And it's starring Millie Alcock, Jason Momoa, David Cornsweet's in there. Eve Ridley is the little girl that was playing Ruthie, and Matthias, whatever that last name is, as Krem.
Okay.
So it was a small cast. So yeah, we'll just dive right into it. Full spoilers ahead, by the way. We're going all in. So I guess I'll start with my thoughts. All right, so just briefly, I'm gonna give this movie a 2 stars out of 5.
Oh, okay. Jeff, that was so
no, out of 5. Out of 5.
I forgot.
Wait, why are you doing out of 5?
I was about to say, wait, no.
No, out of 5.
I forgot he does that. He does the 5. He doesn't
Oh
do
my
that.
God.
It's smaller. It's more. I don't know. I like it.
That's more vague.
Wait, do it out of 10. So for people
I
like
don't
me,
know, it doesn't matter. Out of 10, what would that translate to? Out of 10, I don't know.
More.
like a 6, maybe.
Yeah,
6?
more accurate depiction. I'd say.
I don't know.
Well, for me, I'd say 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. All right. I'll give this movie a 5 out of 10. And here's my thing. Okay, I'll be brief. These are just opening statements. You guys remember when McDonald's took out the playhouses out of the restaurants?
Mm-hmm.
This is what
back.
This is what this movie feels like. This movie feels like it had a fun, really cool, amazing source material, and it just took out all the fun out of it. And then they made this movie. It's not a bad movie. It's not a horrible movie. We can go into details when we break it down. But right off the top, I can tell you that there's a dragon in the comic book. There's a horse that a man turns into a horse. There's so many cool things that happen in the comic book, in the source, and they just ignore everything that's fun about it. Tom King, I apologize to Tom King because they ruined his vision. Now, it's not a horrible movie. It's not a bad movie. But again, it wasn't fun. Like, you took out all the fun parts. I don't have a problem with the cast. Like, I liked all of them. The girl that plays Supergirl, Millie, and the girl, I never seen the girl that plays Ruthie. I think she's a great actress, dude. She has a bright future ahead of her. But I think this movie just, it made me go like, God, I'm so sick of cliches, and I'm sick of movies that, like, this is DC. This movie had a budget of $178 million.
Wow.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Let me remind you, a little movie that did amazing things visually and story-wise had a budget of $25 million. Like, this is getting ridiculous.
Wow.
I'm also being a little rough on this movie because this is James Gunn's new, like, DC,
You're holding it to a higher standard.
I have a high standard for James Gunn, bro. So, like, I know he didn't direct this, but one of the thoughts that I had when I was watching this is like, there's no way this got through James Gunn. How did James Gunn greenlit this? Like,
remember when
no way.
JamesGunn said that The Flash was the best superhero movie of all time?
And we can get into that because I think James Gunn is like, he makes good movies, but when it comes to talking about other movies, he's the worst. Like,
I
and,
agree.
And he said about this movie, I think he said Maybe we should look it up. Jeffrey, you can. Like James said about this Supergirl, that he read the script and it was like the best script he ever read.
That's wild.
Stop doing that.
Because
Stop doing that.
Because look, it's not a horrible movie. It's not a horrible script. It's not like the worst thing ever. It's just like, it blows my mind that when you consider who made this movie, the budget, the actors, the source material, you had all the pieces. You literally had all the pieces, bro. And then you put together this thing that it's like, all right, there's a movie. It did everything a movie does. But like, I don't feel like there was a message. I don't think the protagonist changed. Yeah, I have so much to say. But I'll pass it because I'll stay here all day.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Jorge?
Nah, George.
You don't want to give your take?
No.
He'll
I said I'm going last.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you meant in the intro.
No.
Yeah, this movie's alright. This movie's like, that's the thing. It's not terrible. It's not good either. And I left it being like, well, I watched it. You know, that was pretty much it. I will say Act 3 is the strongest, and that is a hard thing to do when it comes to storytelling at all. And that's not really a big thing, like a high bar, because the whole movie I was like, and then you have all this stuff that happens in Act 3, and you're like, well, that was cool, right? But then, I left with just, I don't know, just a feeling of like, okay, what's next? You know, there's nothing that really resonated or stuck with me after, and this is, I don't know how great of a comparison this is, but like the comic, right? Like I read that comic, I mean, I read it in a day, but I remember feeling like, wow, that felt like a real journey, a real like legend somebody told about Supergirl. And then here I'm just like, that was just a movie, you know? And
it was supposed to be a fantasy western. There's a dragon in the story in space. Mm-hmm. And this movie, what was that? Like, what even was that, you know?
Yeah, and I remember from, I'll kind of end it here, but I remember from the trailers, when I first saw it, I kind of had that feeling of like, this is going to be like Guardians 1 light, and I was never really hyped for it. I even asked the public on social media if I should see this movie, and majority of my friends said no, and maybe 2 people said yes, see it, but those people haven't seen it yet, so that's it. But all in all, I watched it. There it is.
It's a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Dariel Paredes.
Guys, I have to sit here and listen to blasphemy. This is not fun. What I have to go through in this episode, because they're wrong. Wait, did you give it a score? Damn it.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, what was it?
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
My score for this movie is 8.5.
You're gonna have to explain yourself.
Maybe 9.
Give me some. I need bullet points.
Oh Lord.
No. Okay. I'm gonna say 8.5.
This is gonna get us some views. Keep going, bro.
I can't wait for the shorts on this one.
I'm not saying this for the clicks or whatever or anything. I thought this was a really good movie. I loved this movie. It was great. I think having read the comic enhanced my enjoyment of this movie. Maybe, like, usually when you watch stuff that is based on something that you've read, it's almost always worse because it makes your experience worse. At least that's been my experience with everything I've read, because you're like comparing it and it's never going to be as good because,
well, we mentioned it last week with Gore and the God Butcher and Love and Thunder, how that turned out. So
yeah, it happens and because usually when something is written, written, or the comic is specifically for that genre or that, what's it called? That medium. But this was perfect for a movie, obviously, because comics are perfect. And I really enjoyed everything that they did with Supergirl. I feel like they adapted it very, very well. There were things that they didn't include in the movie that are in the comics, but I didn't miss it. I feel like all the changes were necessary for the story that, for a movie type. And I disagree with what Jeff said about like the movie not having a message or being boring. I had a great time watching the movie. I think it had a clear message, which we can get into it. And I think that was what they were going for. And we'll go through like what the change and why I think the movie actually improved a lot. A lot of things that I maybe kind of didn't like in the comic, they kind of fixed it for the movie. And then we can talk about the ending as well that people didn't. I already seen some stuff online, and I think people have problems with the ending. I think the ending is also kind of my preferred, which I can maybe admit that is not in the general public's preferred method. Like you can talk about Man of Steel when he kills Zod, right? That's like very controversial. Mm-hmm. And I'm on the side of, well, we said spoilers. So you watch the movie. One of the things is like at the end she kills Krem, and Supergirl does. We'll get into that, but I agree with the decision. So I thought it was very fun. I'll say this, and then this is the last thing I'll say, so you guys can know how much I liked it. I got teary-eyed like twice. Like it hit me. I felt it. At least twice. I was like, okay, that was good. That was good. I get it. And I really liked it. So, guys, I am on the positive. And last thing. And this is not the last time or the first time that I've liked a movie that everybody hates. One movie that I'll put out is like, what's that movie? The
Eternals.
The Eternals.
Yeah.
That has I love that movie.
Bro.
I love that movie.
So,
and I kind of love this movie.
Can I raise my hand here? I think I'm in the middle of both of you because Jeff really hates this, obviously.
Really?
And then Dario really loves this. And there are things I like, but I always pay attention. Like, I think Jeff said it a couple episodes ago where I think we're at the like age or we're in the season of our lives where we watch a movie. And the biggest hope from it is to like feel something, like to walk out of it feeling something, right? Whether you get like emotional or a message sticks with you. And in my case, I didn't get that. There's a little bit at the end, sort of, where it made me think a little bit. But all in all, like there's like one thing I'll bring up, and we'll get into it later. Is like Krem. I actually like Krem in this movie, right? And then, but what I don't like is Ruthie in this movie.
Oh.
So, but it was different when I read the comic, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but no, Jeff, you can go ahead.
Okay, so obviously Supergirl, it follows the story of Supergirl. She is celebrating her 21st, 22nd?
In the movie, it's 23rd. Yeah.
23.
In the comic, it's 21.
Making unnecessary changes. This is a theme for this movie.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
So, okay. We see her.
Let's go.
The movie follows the comic. And hold on, before I say this, I'm not a person that thinks that because the comic book did it, you should do it just like that. Yeah. Obviously, there's things you can only adapt so much. My beef is that there were a lot of really good things from the comic that you could have adapted, and you didn't, or you made unnecessary changes. Like the 23, or like somebody looked at Krem in the comics and he was like, I can do better. What?
Not better. It's different.
Then why not keep it the same?
No, it's different for what they were going for in the movie.
Okay.
I don't know if they're saying this is better.
They obviously thought it was better than the comics version.
Who said that?
Because they changed it.
No, it's a different. That's what I mean. It's a different medium. So. And they had a different take. I don't know if they're saying this is better. This is just different.
Okay, so a brief summary of the movie is that Supergirl is out in a planet where there's a red sun, so she can celebrate and get drunk. Then out of nowhere comes this little girl, Ruthie. Her family just got killed in like 2 minutes. And then she wants revenge for her family. So she's looking for somebody to help her. She runs into Supergirl. She gets bullied. Then Supergirl decides to help her. And then Ruthie's like, oh, you should help me. And then, you got the classic, the protagonist is refusing the adventure. So she says no at first. And then eventually, they proceed to try to manipulate us by hurting the dog. It did not work.
What? Okay, hold on. That's the same in the comic.
And then
so I don't know what you're saying.
Well, the dog wasn't ever in danger in the comic.
This is the
you don't know that
catalyst.
until the ending. But okay.
That's the catalyst that Supergirl says, all right, I'm gonna go with you so we can save my dog and you can kill the guy. You can have your vengeance. They go out in the event, this space adventure. We see Krem doing bad things. They face him eventually. And here's where we have a problem. You brought up the Man of Steel, how that was controversial because he killed Zod in the end.
Yep. We can talk about this if we want to start with the ending.
If we're talking about Man of Steel, that decision, I'm kind of for it.
Well,
what's the difference here?
No.
There's a difference, but
the point that you said that was controversial. Superman did not spend a whole movie telling somebody else don't kill. This is not good for you, and then proceeded to kill. Supergirl, your protagonist, your hero, is supposed to be like, the hero. To me, it made no sense that Supergirl was telling this girl, like, this is not good for you, and then proceeded to kill Krem. Like,
can I answer that?
Yes, please.
So my rebuttal to that is, well, two things. You just said that's not what a superhero is to me, but that now you're bringing your interpretation of what you think a superhero should do, instead of watching what Supergirl as a character would do. That's one. Like, you can have your thought of like a superhero won't do that, and I'll agree. Maybe that's in the minority when I'm like, I'm actually okay with the superhero killing the villain. Like, but I know a lot of people aren't.
What's the point? Why? What was the message?
But the point is there that she's telling Ruthie, who just lost her family, to not go down this road of killing, to not make her a murderer. But Supergirl has killed, and she's willing to take that on for Ruthie. She still can look at Krem and say, this guy does deserve to die. He didn't just kill that family. He killed another family. He goes around killing people. And at some point, he's like, yeah, this guy, if you don't take him out now, he'll just keep doing that. So I don't want her to do it because I don't want her to get damaged. But in her mind, it's like, I'm already damaged. I already kind of do this. So I will take that burden because someone has to do it. So
do as I say, not as I do.
No.
Because you're supposed to lead by the hero leads by example. Like, Superman doesn't tell others not to kill, and then Superman kills. Or
I get that point.
Batman.
I get that point.
You feel me? Like, but the broader point is, in a story, and you guys are the film people. You correct me if I'm wrong. In a story, protagonist believes a lie. I'm quoting the Save the Cat book. There, like, a character starts off believing a lie. They go through a journey. At what you call the breaking point, which in this movie will be the scene where she's in the green sun planet, which that's done way better in the comic too. They face the truth, the breaking point at their lowest moment, and then they end up in the end with a truth, with knowing what the truth is. All that stuff is earned. One of my favorite examples is in how they did this in Spider-Verse, how Miles Morales, the journey that he went through, that at the lowest moment, right before the leap of faith, that's when he's tied up in in that chair, and he has that conversation with his dad. But everything that's happened up to that point, and then when he has that moment where he faces the lie and now has the truth, it's all earned when you get to that point, and then coming out of that. And Spider-Verse was beautifully done with the leap of faith moment, and now he no longer believes the lie. That's what I'm saying. Like, all these things that we should expect from these stories, like, this was missing from this. Like, none of this was earned. The moment when her suit was just, the sun was shining down on it, and that was like the big moment. I was like, oh, there's that moment. There's the thing. She's doing the thing. And it's like, it feels so bland, bro. Like, we have to demand, again, because this movie had a big budget. It's DC. It's James Gunn. We cannot keep getting these movies, bro. Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, that part I agree. But I think it would have flowed better narratively if in the movie I don't know how you can argue this, because killing, right? If she was killing people throughout the movie and straight up, and like you saw it, and it wasn't just like bad guys being punched away or whatever, and she was straight up like murdering people with her laser eyes or the sword or whatever, and then at the end she's like, not you,
which
me.
That's a trope
right?
that I hate about superhero movies. They do that a lot.
And now and then she says, not you, me, I'll do it, because obviously and then she kills Krem. That feels more natural. That feels more earned. Because if we've seen her the whole movie straight up murdering people, and then she does it to Krem, and then she's trying to make a point saying, like, you don't want to end up like me, which that's kind of like what's being said, but at the same time, I don't know if I agree with it in this movie's case. But I think narratively it would have flowed better if that was the case.
Well, I'll say that it is... she does kill people throughout the movie. Again, it's like the thing of they show it, but it's like, since they're only like the minions, they don't put focus on it. But like you could say she could have probably killed somebody at the bar when she buys a lot of people off camera. So who knows who died there? At the end, in the final battle, when everybody's surrounding Ruthie, she comes in and she's like wreckaging. There's a part that she races like, I don't know, the cart, the tent, whatever.
Yeah,
she's up in there and there's a guy there and she goes, boom, and lasers him.
Yeah.
That guy's dead?
Maybe.
Yeah.
What do you mean, maybe?
No, he's dead. He's pretty dead.
I'm pretty sure.
Dead.
But
and everybody who's in that circle is
that's my
probably
point.
dying.
That's my point. Is like, you don't see these people die. You just see them get knocked away or lasered or something. But then you close up on Krem and she stabs him in the gut, stabs him in the neck.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
That's it. And my point is, like, I mean, you would have to make the movie rated R. You would have to do stuff like that throughout the movie in order for us to believe that's the message that it is at the end for her to give off.
Well, I'll say just that I actually disagree with that, because, and this is what everybody does, like the superhero will. I mean, like what you're saying is like they don't specifically like pause and saying she's killing this one guy and she's killing this other guy, but. Yeah, they're not specifically saying these people are dying, but I think it's safe to assume that they are, because she's wreckaging and they go flying one way. She lasers a guy. I mean, for all we know, these are normal guys, and that's the point. It's like superheroes go through the journey, kind of fighting people and tossing people out, and you stab somebody, they're on the ground, they might be alive right there, but when they leave, they could have died. She could have killed them. Even if they're not focusing on it, like making a point to make sure, like, oh, she's killing. I think she is killing, and so it makes sense at the end when she kills him too.
I just feel like it's a little cheap that is not the case, because if you watch Captain America, he's killing people because he's just a human. Like, he's just fighting humans. He's just a human himself. He also carries a gun in the first film, so he's shooting. And he also says himself, like, yeah, we did terrible things that we didn't like, but we did it so people could be free. And for that, I'm like, okay, if the message for Captain America was like, if it was him in that position, don't do this because it'll ruin you, because I've done it, then I'd be like, yeah, I've seen you do it, and I get that.
Can I say one more thing, Jeff, real quick though? And then I would say, like, I think that to me, it's like it's safe to assume to me that those people are dying that she's fighting, just because we know she's not Clark Kent. Like, we know Superman doesn't kill, But we can say it's safe to assume. To me, I think it's safe to assume that she is willing to kill because she's not the goody two shoes. You know, it's okay to be tough. You don't have to be nice, and you can't kill the bad guy. So for me, it's safe to assume that those people are dying, and they don't have to specifically say it out loud because they don't say she hasn't killed. They don't say that.
And my issue is that she killed Krem again. Like, I don't have an issue with that. It feels odd that you were preaching about not killing, and then you killed the guy in the end, and then you went. You know, that's the resolution. They beat the bad guy. That last scene between her and Ruthie, it was touching. Like, the little girl that plays Ruthie, again, she's a really good actress. They're both really good actresses.
Yeah.
So they sell those scenes together, but it's like, it's not earned. And then the ending, she goes back to Earth, I guess, and then Superman's there. And it's like, well, how is this a different character from how she started in the beginning? There's literally no... You're the same character.
So
you killed a guy. You killed a guy, and that's it.
Well, I'll say this again. I think it's the I'll take the burden. To me, that's how I took it. It's like hold on. It's like she believes, obviously, that it's okay to kill the bad guy. And maybe she believes that this guy does deserve to die. She just doesn't want Ruthie to do it. And maybe I've done it, and so I'll take the burden. That's what I'll take from that. And the change thing, like you're saying, like, oh, she hasn't changed. I'll actually maybe agree with that. I think the point of the movie is she's obviously depressed because of Krypton. She's in a funk. She's in this funk where she's just getting drunk and she's looking for home. She says that, like, oh, maybe this is her home. She's obviously looking for a home because she lost her home. And so at the end of the movie, Ruthie helps her throughout the journey get out of the funk. And then she finally goes back to Earth and she's like, I'm home. So maybe she didn't change like a character like arc, but I'm saying like the journey for her was to get out of the funk that she was in. Ruthie helped her, and to find a home on Earth when she goes back to Earth.
But you see where the disconnect is? That had nothing to do. Her stroke, the trauma that she had in the past was losing her home. Mm-hmm. It would have been different if her trauma was that at some point she had to kill someone to survive.
Right.
And now she doesn't want Ruthie to go down the same road. Her struggle was completely different from what Ruthie was facing. So that there's no connection between, no, Ruthie, trust me, you don't want to do that. You have a whole separate struggle. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, there's a disconnect here.
And one of my notes is I've never seen a character inebriated the entire movie. That is Supergirl. The entire movie, no matter what, even if it's alcohol or poison, she is. Oh my God, guys, this is not gonna end up this good for you.
And to Millie Alcock's credit, she's a good actress. She's really good at acting drunk or like all those things. I missed my point. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, to add to that, I have seen her in House of the Dragon. Really good. This is not about her. I think she is a really good actress and a good Supergirl.
Yeah, I think we're gonna agree. We really like her, Supergirl.
Yeah.
She's good. I love her.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, go on, Jeff. Did you have your point?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I think I kind of mentioned it quickly. I think it's been almost 20 years since Iron Man came out. We've been doing this superhero thing for a long time. I think they need to put a rest to some of these cliches that this movie was still doing. Like, one thing that I'm sick of, bro, is like saving the final suit for the ending, for the final battle in the third act.
I have a note on that too.
Can we stop doing that? That's another example of how they were so scared of just put her in the suit. In the comics, she had the suit the whole time. Just put her in the freaking suit. I love Superman. They weren't scared of that. They put Superman in his suit from the jump. And I actually watched Superman recently, and I gotta give it more credit, bro, because it's a good movie. And
I'll dog on that movie.
It's a good movie, bro.
I will dog on that movie.
I think
but
I
liked it more than this movie. I'll say
I
that.
think I like Fantastic Four still a little more than Superman. But Superman's a really good movie, and they took a lot of chances. And then there's this movie that was full of cliches. And it's like, why was Jason Momoa here, by the way? What was he
Be
doing?
Lobo.
Okay.
To be,
What did Lobo
that's
do?
another note of mine, by the way.
Okay, but I can. Okay, should we go through the movie? Because I
Yeah.
have like.
I'm all over the place.
I want to point out
Yeah.
the differences in the comic and why I think it's better in the movie.
Oh, please. Yeah.
Because
let's go.
one of my points is like everybody loves the comic, and this is loosely based on the comic, but it's pretty faithful actually. I mean, other than
yeah, I
cutting
would
stuff
say so.
out, other than cutting stuff out, it's pretty dang faithful to the comic. So it's like it's the story of the comic, except they made a few changes that, in my opinion, actually is better.
And condensed it.
Ooh.
Condensed it. So we can go through those, but you have some. Yeah.
No, we can go through the movie because my notes are through the movie, like as I remember.
So, so I'll start with this.
Oh, just one note. Hold on. This is not a note. This was a comment because the movie started, and what happened at the beginning? It was like she was getting drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were fighting, and yeah, she was on the Red Sun planet, and things were going crazy, but she was acting like absurd, right? Like she was getting drunk. And my note is, this one dude was confused if this is a Supergirl movie, and it's only been 5 minutes. He is arguing with his son because they brought their younger daughters. They won't shut up. Literally, and like half the movie, this dude's like going over like, "Hey, is this a Supergirl movie?"
If she had her Supergirl's suit on,
That's
maybe
a good
that
point,
would've-
Jeff.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the movie in the comic is obviously narrated through Ruth's experience, point of view, and this is obviously not that. It's more Supergirl's journey or experience. So it starts with like she's getting drunk, whatever. And then she's at the bar where she meets Ruthie. And I can point out the stuff that I thought didn't work. And I think this is one of the differences that I didn't like. She comes into the bar and she like, everybody stop, listen to me. And then she does this.
She pulls the Patrick Star.
Yeah.
Can I have everyone's attention?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I don't know that.
You don't remember this SpongeBob movie?
Come on.
Oh, no.
He walks in the middle of the bar,
attention?
and the music goes,
And everybody turns to
and he comes to him. He's like, I have to use the bathroom.
Okay, I do remember that.
Oh,
And they
it's on
did
the
the
left.
cliche. They did the cliche of like the music stops, and I'm like, okay, there it is. But actually, then they cut to Crypto. So there's like a logical reason why the music stopped, just because she did that. But I'll agree, I didn't like that. There's a couple moments that I don't like in this movie. And
Also,
I don't know if we want to
also,
go in moments.
Real quick, also, before that moment, we start off with her family.
With Krem.
too.
Yeah. You showed Krem.
Yeah. Okay, but I was just pointing out at the beginning like what I didn't like.
Oh.
So and we can go back to that if you want.
Yeah. The comic book started with Krem killing her dad.
Yeah.
You could have had a really cool intro that almost does it similar, but instead we have like one scene and then they're dead. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's because that's what we
You
need.
could have set up with another scene. Just that
Okay,
this is a
but Jeff,
family.
this is, and I'm gonna call you out and people out on this.
All right, go ahead,
Because
go ahead.
this is the like. This is what the comic does too, but you like it in the comic, but you don't like it in the movie.
But,
the comic starts with the dad dead, and then she explains her family. She has brothers and whatever, and then she goes off to find Supergirl. So what's the difference?
Here's the difference, and I'm glad you brought that up. The comic book is a whole different medium where you're way more limited than a film. The film could be as long as 2 hours and a half if you needed to, or 3 hours. Tom King had a limit of 8 issues, so you can only do so much. The box that you're in when you write a comic is much smaller than the film. That's why it's exciting when a film gets adapted, because you're like, oh man, like they can expand on this way more. Like this is why. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but all I say to that is that's your expectation. And
No, that's a fact.
No, but I'm saying that's your expectation of like, oh, I want them to expand on that, and they didn't, and so you don't like it. But it's like, take it as a movie, take it as a scene, rather than like,
as a film.
they could expand on that, but it's like, it's not the expanding. It's like, it's a movie.
Leave the comic out of it. Here's one quick example in that same scene. How about you don't force Lobo into this movie, and all those scenes we spent with Lobo and even Superman, you have another scene where you show this family, and so when the dad dies, you actually make me feel something instead of right away killing him. Like,
hold on. Let me interject.
You
No, it's my turn. My turn.
One more thing. One more thing. You can cut out all the scenes with Lobo and Superman and actually make it a Supergirl film and add all these other scenes that would set up things better.
Okay. Nope. I'll probably sound like I'm agreeing with Daryl for this, but I'm actually between both of you. So, for Lobo, this is a smaller note. Two of my notes, actually, one of my notes was like, Lobo is pretty convenient. Least distracting role Jason Momoa has ever done in a while. And then later on, I'm like, Lobo feels like when you put Venom in Spider-Man 3. He's just kind of there.
Jason Momoa is just doing his character from Game of Thrones, but with makeup on.
Exactly. And okay, so besides Lobo, Krem, my perspective. No. My perspective on that Krem scene is, the family died, but I like how Krem did it. Honestly, like, I like how Krem was introduced, because in the comic you don't see him until like they start escaping, and then he shoots arrows at her and stuff like that. But in this film, you have to get going. So you introduce Krem like that, although he does look ugly as hell. And also, I don't know why they did the voice thing when that's not going to pay off.
Yeah, seriously.
But when he was there, and the brother jumps out like trying to scare his sister, and he freaking murders him, and then murders the whole family. And is like, let's wrap it up, let's go. I'm like, damn, this dude don't care, right? And then, oh my gosh, I kind of like this a lot. Later, when they're on the other planet, and they're dropping all their tanks down, he catches one with one hand. I was like, oh, that's insane.
I like that because it establishes his strength. That he can actually combat with Supergirl.
Yeah, he can fight Supergirl, which I wish they didn't make her drunk in that scene. Because it would have been cool to see them fight like that.
Well, I have so many thoughts about all of it.
But you said something about Lobo?
Well, I'll say then, because we are talking about that first scene and Lobo, I guess. We'll take turns on that. Mm-hmm. So I do also like the introduction of him, because in the comic, okay, I guess we should have said spoiler for the comics as well. In the comic, Krem is not with the Bergens yet. He's just a stranger that they take kind on, and they're like, come in and we'll feed you. And so they're like, a stranger. We'll do good for a stranger, and then he kills the dad. In this, he just comes in straight up like it's part of the Bergens. Looking for Bergens. Mm-hmm. I'll never say it right. Looking for weapons, and which give meaning to the sword that she's carrying, which is great. That's what you needed to set up right there. And I like that. I think it's good. And I'll say something that I didn't like. The brother in the room listening to music, like, why are you doing that when they have like important?
I feel like my mom would like run in and be like, "Hey, get your shit together."
Well, it's either like they should have either make sure that they're sleeping, or let them know like, "Hey, stay in your room. Some bad people are coming." Mm-hmm. So that's dumb.
That's convenient.
Yeah. So then it's Bruce late. They kill the family, so they establish her trauma very fast. You can say maybe too fast, but they establish her trauma, what you need, and you establish how ruthless and why she would want to kill him. So I like the introduction of Krem. It's different in the comic, but it's fine. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say it's better in the movie. It's just different. And the Lobo thing, this is one of the things, again, I'm going to say, call people out on this who like the comic and not the book. This is one of the things that they actually improve. Now, I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to defend Lobo in this movie, but if you want to compare it to the comic, he's serving for Comet, the horse that turns into a human. He's that. So
Comet.
Comet.
Yeah.
The horse. So George, you pointed out in our review of the thing how convenient it is that comic just appears in that issue. She calls him and she does the thing with him, and he turns into a human. And comic saves him when she's fighting the brigands, right? Lobo in this movie takes that place because he saves her at the end too. Same like she did, except he has more setup than the comic does. So that's one thing that the movie actually improves on, because in the comic that has no setup, he just appears very conveniently and he's able to save Supergirl when she's like at the ship with a thing.
Yeah.
And so Lobo has more setup than the comic. Now, I'm not gonna disagree with if you want to say.
You keep saying comic. It's comet.
Comet.
The thing
I'm not
that
going to
flies across the
disagree
sky.
with is Lobo needed in this movie, but it is an improvement from the book.
So I'll say, with the comic, when it comes to introducing Super Horse over here, it feels more believable because it's comic books. And therefore, there's a universe around this already. And then the theme of the comic, A Woman of Tomorrow, is the legend of Supergirl, right? So I'm like I can suspend my belief to be like, of course she has a friend that's a horse that's a super.
Suspend your disbelief.
So suspend my disbelief that she has a friend that's a horse that's super fast or whatever. Like, super pets are a thing in the comic books, right? With this, it feels like. They wanted, I mean, obviously, they wanted Jason Momoa to be Lobo. Jason Momoa wanted to be Lobo for a long time. And they were like, why not make it happen in the second movie of our DC movie? Which I feel like if we had more movies prior to this and then Lobo showed up, it would have been a little more, like, feasible, like open to the universe of what's going on. But he is, like you said, technically taking the place of the Super Horse.
Yeah, you're right.
And has more setup than the Super Horse. I won't. Now I'll say this about Lobo. I won't defend him. This feels like we should name this Darius the Defense Supergirl, because that's kind of what I feel like I'm doing. Like, I'm just defending every decision. But I won't defend story-wise how he's in this movie and why I need it. I didn't feel like it didn't bother me. He was there, and I thought he was fun and funny. So I'm like, everything is in that he's supposed to like be believable as the character and doing some comedic relief. That worked. So it doesn't bother me.
It didn't bother me that he's in it. Again, what bugs me is thinking, all those scenes could have been used to set up things better.
Okay.
Or actually don't
fair.
be cowards and just make the movie longer instead of being scared that it's not going to sell us in many theaters because it's too long.
You heard it here. Jeff's calling the filmmakers cowards.
Cowards.
Yeah. So one of my notes for Lobo is actually his mission in the movie. So Lobo going after this one guy feels too convenient. Why doesn't he just go after Krem? Or why doesn't he go after the girls to raise the stakes? Lobo's going after Krem's like right-hand man, which I don't care about. They look like the guys, what are they called? The pirates from the freaking Guardians of the Galaxy movies?
Isn't that what I said in the first movie? In
the other video? So I'm like, why go after just this one other guy? Why don't you just write it to where he's also going after Krem or going after the girls or the girl's sword? And I feel like that would be more of a through line, and we wouldn't have to excuse his presence in this movie. I don't know. That for me, writing wise, that feels weird to me.
That would have been actually really exciting, and it raises the stakes if Lobo was going after them.
To me, it's like this stuff that I'm like, again, I'm not gonna defend Lobo's inclusion in this, but it doesn't take away from the movie. Like, this is not a reason that I would say this movie's bad, because I thought Jason Momoa was good as the character, and he was funny where he needed to be funny.
Yeah, can we talk about funniness?
Yeah, and then in my mind, when I say it enhances, having read the comic, it enhances it, is because I could tell, like, oh, he's taking the place of Comet, and it's better. So I'm like, I like that change.
Nah.
So in my head, it's like,
I like Super Horse. He rode to the other side of the universe, and that was pretty freaking sick.
Let's go.
That was the sickest part of the comic.
Let's talk about Supergirl in it, right? In the message. I'd love to talk about that.
Yeah. So, Supergirl, again, to me, Supergirl goes to this journey, and to me, it's like, well, what's the point? By the time we get to the end, you're still the same character. You just you helped the girl out. That's cool, but like, it wasn't satisfying. Like, what was the again?
Okay,
like,
I can tell you what I
when
think.
you watch these other movies like Spider-Verse, you go back to Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. You're almost exhausted by the end because you're like, man, that was a journey. Something like this is like, what did we learn? What did we learn?
Okay, I mean, I'll say my point, and maybe this is not gratifying to you guys, but and I'll agree. I'm not saying this is a character arc, but I'm saying she's in a funk. Like, she's depressed, and I feel like the movie's about Supergirl is depressed when you lose everybody in the world to you, and then you go to a new land, literally, and you have to move with your cousin. You don't even speak the language, and she had to start over, and she was obviously depressing her 23rd birthday. And so the movie is not about her changing so much, but about kind of getting, no, I don't want to say getting over, but like getting out of the funk that she was in.
How did she get out of the funk?
By going through the journey with Ruthie, and then finally going home and calling Earth home. Like, that's what she was looking for. She was looking for a home, and she was depressed. And I'll say this, like,
For like,
in that one scene that like when she tells Ruthie like the backstory of Krypton, which I really like, that whole flashback. And
I
then
liked it too.
and then Ruthie asks her like, so when did you stop being angry? And she's like, any day now. Like, I really like that. I was like, oh yeah, she's still going through it. And I think that's encapsulate like what this movie is about. It's not about Supergirl changing. It's like, oh, this is a girl who's like going through something, and maybe she'll get to the other side. And to me, by the end, it felt like she felt better.
so this is actually an issue I had with Superman, right? So I feel like the decisions, the creative decisions they're making for these two movies were supposed to have weight to them, and like the messages were supposed to have weight to them, but they're very lightweight. Like, when they give them off, like, they feel almost surface level. And my point for Superman is like, the whole theme for Superman is like, just be kind. It's cool to be kind. And the thing with that is like, yeah, like, I know.
It's punk to be. It's punk to be.
It's punk rock to be kind.
Kind, yeah. And he was consistent with this message.
Yeah, well, he was consistent, but when people walk away from it, they're like, you know what? Yeah, it is punk rock to be kind, and I'm like, yeah, like, just be nice, And so with this movie, about grief and things like that, she's like. Well, I mean, she just kind of gets over it, She does the thing. She becomes Supergirl at the end, and then she's like, Ruthie, we're cool now. And then I'm like, well, I'm glad you're over that.
Maybe she's not. Sorry, Jeff, real quick. But I think her version of that, of the Superman's, like, it's cool to be kind. Her version is be good, but you don't have to be nice. You can be tough and be good. That's her version.
That was that line that you're not perfect, but something like you're good.
Yeah, it's like you're rude, but you're kind, or you're like, whatever that thing is. Hold on. Like, you're not nice, but you're good.
That's one of my bigger pet peeves on this movie. So
Jeff had something to say.
Oh, sorry. Wait, before I forget.
Go ahead.
The scene before, they argue, and she's like, "You're rude, you suck, and you're not super." I don't know. She says all those mean things to her, and then she's like, "Shut the hell up, kid," and leaves. Which, by the way, she left the little child on a planet full of women traffickers, and she didn't kill all the women traffickers. They're still there. They brought her to the ship to bring her to the new planet. Insane.
That's the thing with this movie. She kind of leaves her and then does not
this is a child. This is like a 13-year-old child.
But you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. So then the scene after, she's like, she finds her. Hold on, I have a note on this. Let me cook. So okay, it actually involves the suit too. So it says, I said, why did she bring the suit? And why is she saying she's kind and not all those mean things they said to each other a scene ago? Like nothing changed. There wasn't a scene in the middle of those two scenes where she realizes maybe Supergirl's not that bad.
Remember what I said? Things weren't earned.
Yeah.
I felt the potential because to me it was captivating seeing that little girl holding the Supergirl suit. Be like, here, like, put it on, like it'll make you better or something. Mm-hmm. You almost see where they were going with that, but it's like you didn't earn your way to that, and it flopped. There was no. Again, that was like in the comics. That whole scene is so beautiful in the comics.
Is that a scene in the comics?
When they're stuck in the cave where the Green Sun is.
No, in the comics. It wasn't a cave in the comics. It was like they were stuck in a dinosaur
planet.
the
place. And then and the end of that scene ends with the quote of like, we're all just trying to make it through the night, and they end up leaving. That was so beautiful in the comic.
It was very beautiful.
And here, Ruthie just gets captured, and then Supergirl has that moment by herself where the sun is shining on the suit, but it's like, oh, there's the thing.
Also, convenient planet has two suns.
Yeah. I'll say that too. Yeah,
that's hella convenient.
That is
like,
convenient.
Thank goodness the other one's yellow.
Thank God.
That's not how suns work, by the way. But
and I can only speak to my experience of the movie.
But do tell us your experience.
There was, I think, the flashback.
The Flash is a terrible movie,
and the flashback to Superman giving her the suit and being like, "We wear this so people know we're good." Like we're the good guys.
Colorful.
It's colorful. Yeah. And then she puts it on, and then she freaking arrives like a badass. I'm like, yep, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. It
didn't bother me.
It's cool, but again, it wasn't earned to me. I don't think that moment was earned.
I wasn't thinking about being earned. I was just like, this is fun. I liked it.
The part that's not earned is that she's just saying, you know what? Never mind. You are actually kind, even though you're rude, even though this and that. But you're great. So get up.
She wasn't saying you're kind.
She did. She said the word.
She's kind.
Yeah. You're rude, but you're kind. What?
That doesn't make sense. You're not nice, but you're good.
Yeah.
But I like that.
Anyways, go on.
I have one more thing to say. I have like two positive things I got to say too. But my last thing is that.
So I got a list here.
And I have two scenes that prove this. I feel like this movie, and I put this in the group chat. This was like Guardians of the Galaxy first draft. This movie felt like a bad copy of Guardians of the Galaxy. And it doesn't help that James Gunn is the leader at DC. And the two scenes that when I was watching, I was like, oh, are they just trying to... This is a bad Guardians reenactment. The first one is... They did a poor job recreating Peter Quill when she's like wearing even the same headphones, playing the iPod and the needle drop, and she's looking out the window, and I was like,
I didn't get that because
this is a really bad Peter Quill impersonation.
It doesn't make sense to like she's like hearing the whole city. And it bothers her, so she puts headphones on?
It's even worse.
Now it's worse.
You're hearing people in the studio.
Now I hear murder everywhere and also some jams.
Yeah. I was like, this is just a bad Peter Quill repetition. Okay. And the one that is even worse for me is, and it sucks because this scene was supposed to be captivating and cool and touching, and I almost feel it. It's the scene where Ruthie is there and everything slows down and Supergirl is coming to her rescue and they do the slow motion with the 360 thing, and I'm just like, oh, that's cute. You're doing the James Gunn thing that he does in Guardians and that he did in Superman. I was like, what are we doing? Like, this is just bad Guardians.
It doesn't feel original.
So it distracted me, and I was like, this moment that was supposed to be cool, I'm just, all I'm thinking is like, you're doing the Guardians thing.
So, another part I wrote down is actually a positive for the flashbacks, the Krypton stuff. I like Krypton, what they were saying about it. Now, the funny thing is, this happened in the comic and in the movie. She's like, Krypton didn't die in a day, you know. Technically, it did.
The cuts aren't that.
Technically, it kind of did. Like if Florida flew off Earth, it wouldn't be just Earth 2.
Yeah,
It would just
you know
leave
what?
Florida.
I wish it would have stayed on the ground because then they're still in the planet.
Yeah. And I like the kryptonite reveal of like, everybody's getting poisoned. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, it did die in a day.
I like that her dad looks like Bradley Cooper.
He does, right?
When he walked in the room for a second, I thought he was Bradley Cooper. I was like, they got him for this movie.
Oh, nice.
And then I was like, oh no, it's the brother.
His brother.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because Bradley Cooper is Superman's dad.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Now, part of the Krypton piece was that I didn't like. Literally, they're running through the city and it's like exploding and everything, and they see Superman's pod take off, and I hate this line. She says the line from the mom. The one your brother sent to be a conqueror of worlds?
Yeah.
And I was like, that was stupid as hell. What the fuck? Like, shut up. Like, no one's seeing this movie before they see Superman. I'm not going to lie. So,
it wasn't necessary. It was out of place. And
it doesn't add anything to the movie. Just go watch Superman if you want to see that one. But that's the thing. When I see things like that, it makes me think, oh, we're still in draft 1 of the script, or draft 2 even. And I don't like that. Like, you don't have to explain things like that. It doesn't add anything. So that, but then we go into like how we met Crypto, which I'm like, is Crypto the only dog on this planet? But
probably.
Also, we go into how her parents die and stuff. I thought that was good. And then we go to Superman. We see Superman, how she met Superman. And I like that. I like that scene. He meets her for the first time. And I remember, like, it brought me back to seeing Superman, thinking, like, he's so adorable as Superman. He's so dorky in the way he talks. I will say, I don't agree that he doesn't know Kryptonian, because if he's in year 3 of being Superman, he should know. I'm just being a nerd. But, anyways. Yeah.
And so present day, he would know, right? Because I'm like, she would teach him,
really.
Right? She would teach him. Why couldn't she teach him Kryptonian?
He grew up in Kansas.
Yeah, he grew up.
But Supergirl can teach him.
No, well, hold on. So present day he would know, but also if even if Supergirl's not there, he found his Fortress of Solitude early on in his life, and in comics, that's how he learned about his heritage. So from there, and with all his freaking robot servants and everything like that, he, by now, being a Superman or being a Kryptonian, as long as he's found out, since he was like a kid, should know some Kryptonian. That's my logic.
Wait. So he found that when he was a kid, the fortress.
Yeah, the fortress. Yeah.
He found it out when he was.
It depends what you really like. Teen. Kid.
It's such a small detail, though. Like,
it is, but that doesn't really make a difference. But my point is, like, David Cornsweet as Superman, when he came back and did all that stuff, I was like, that's adorable.
But in James Gunn's movie, he's only been Superman for 3 years. So when and she's turning 23. So when he finds Supergirl, that's the begin. That he's probably only been out as Superman for a little bit. Not 3 years.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, give him a little bit. Like, that would have been funny if he was like, como se dice?
Yeah. but Kryptonian type?
Yeah.
He knows a little bit.
¿Qué haces para aquí?
He could have known a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you brought up David Cornsweet, and I'll use that to transition to my positives. Like, he's probably the biggest positive to me in this movie. Like, the 2 scenes that he had, those are the ones that I enjoy the most. Yeah. Like, bro, this dude brought it. Like, I like him. I really like him as Superman. It made me excited to potentially see them in the future, him and Supergirl, like, do things. Because, again, I like Millie Alcock as Supergirl. I can't wait to see her. And even Ruthie might even make a future appearance. Maybe they do the thing from the comic where she's older or something.
Oh, yeah. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Positives.
Well, for me, I have to think about negatives because I like this movie. So.
I will say Ruthie feels like an inconvenience to Kara, to Supergirl, because she's small and kind of in the way in every room she walks in. I am Ruthie of the so-and-so tribe. And then I I feel like in the comic she could fight, right? And this is actually my issue with Mantis and Guardians, since we're talking about Guardians. So Mantis in the comics is like one of the best martial artists in the galaxy, and in the movies they make her like kind of stupid.
Yep.
You know, so I'm like, why would you take something like that to make your scene cooler? I don't know. But Ruthie, since she's the daughter of a blacksmith, I feel would know how to use a sword.
She threw hands though with the one guy when she opened the cell. When he opened the cell.
Oh no! So yeah, the whole movie I was thinking that, and then she like choked this dude out.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, why didn't you do that like the rest of the movie? That was pretty sick. And even Lobo was like, do it again.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Is that your Lobo impression? I like that.
Yeah. All right. So we do final thoughts. Can I go first? I'm
Yeah.
the positive.
What's your negatives?
My negatives?
Yeah.
What did I say? So the entrance, Ruth's first scene at the bar, didn't like it. I think that the scene, I think you were mentioning it, like after, which I actually like this, after Cram kills that family, that family, that have the daughter that Cram is looking for.
Yeah.
He's looking for the girl.
Oh.
And then he ends up killing all of them, which I was like,
yeah, I was like, dang, this dude's kind of sick.
yeah, like
This dude's kinda
damn, he
crazy.
really did it.
Yeah.
And then he gets out of there.
Yeah.
But like immediately after that, they have this like back and forth about like Ruthie comes in and she's like, what? Because of you, they're dead. And they have this, that felt contrived to me. That felt like a little, like I get what they were going for. Yeah, they have to have that discussion. But that fell off to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a negative. Like he felt too fast. Like we just had the shock that he just killed the family, that he lives, and then immediately after, I'm still in shock. And then now this weird, like I didn't like the
Little
dialogue.
argument before them.
Yeah. I was like, I
that.
get it, but I didn't like the way they executed it. That was my main negative. So honestly,
Wow.
that's it. But
I
then
don't like
have
how they fought like that.
But I have main positives that I want to say before we go.
okay.
Okay. Is that separate from your final thoughts?
No, it can be my final thoughts.
All right, so let's go around and just give our final thoughts then.
You want me to do it now?
Yeah.
Okay, so my final thoughts is I really like the movie because I did think it was fun. I feel like it had, like I said, it made me emotional actually in a couple parts. So like I'll mention like I think it was actually the scene I was just talking about. After they have that fight and she goes to space, in the comic she goes into a sun to cry. In the movie, I didn't think they were gonna do that. She just goes out of space to scream, and there's no sound in space, right? So she screams, and they do like a quick flashback to everything she's thinking, and that hit me. I was like, oh yeah, like after that, she just saw another family get killed, and she didn't catch Krem right there, so she's pissed. And so she goes up to the space and screams, and then it's a little cheesy, the tear coming out and like floating, and then she leaves. But that hit me. That got me. I don't know. That, and then when Ruthie was telling her, like, you're good, but you're kind, blah, blah, we were just making fun of it. I think I was like, that hit me too. No. I don't know. I felt it. I don't know what to say. So I love those moments. So it had heart. I felt the message of, you don't have to be nice, but you can be good. You can be kind. You don't have to do that. I love that she's in a rut. Like I said, that whole, when are you not angry? And she's like, any day now. Like, I like the message. Like, she's trying to teach her something. Like, hey, better days will come. Like, this will not hurt forever, even though she herself is not there yet. But she has hope. Like, this will end, I hope. And so I like that she's teaching her that lesson. I thought the final ending fight was really cool.
Yeah, same.
Like, I don't know.
Sick.
And I was thinking, like, everybody says, like, oh, the Marvel's, third act CGI fest. This was that too, but I liked it. I was like, this actually has stakes. I like
There's
Lobo
been worse.
in that.
There's been worse.
Yeah, I was
worse,
going
yeah.
to say,
Yeah.
I think when it comes to those battles, those big CGI battles, that's also something you should earn, right? Like, this in, I don't know what's another CGI battle that we've seen recently, but
Black Widow.
Is that? I mean, but that's still like two people fighting.
No, well,
You know?
they're like in the sky and it's a CGI.
So
it's very similar to this one. This one.
Oh yeah. Well, this feels more earned because she's at full power. She's Supergirl. We know she's Supergirl. And then when she finally digs into Krem, that feels like fine. Like, dude, me and this guy next to me, I don't even know him. Shout out to that boy. Shout out to you, brother. We were dying laughing.
Really?
She charges him and does the thing that Superman did in the first boom, like flipping him around, and then freaking just yeets him. And I'm like, oh my god, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
So sorry. Action design is also something you should earn. You should not have your whole movie a certain way, and then all of a sudden your third act is a big CGI battle that just feels cheap. You know, it feels like nothing in here has weight to it. So yeah.
Anyway, to finish my final thoughts, thanks, George.
Sorry.
I thought you.
I thought you were done too.
I was not done. I'm almost done.
Go ahead, Dario. Go ahead.
Sorry. Almost done with my final thoughts. So it had heart. It had comedy. I felt the comedy.
Brother. Go on.
You want to interrupt me again?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't agree. I like 100% don't agree.
Yeah, no.
Go on.
But I, like I said, it got me emotional. Like you said this at the beginning. Like the worst thing is like you can go watch a movie and you don't feel anything, or movies are supposed to make you feel stuff. I'm laughing. I'm getting emotional. I thought it was action packed. I thought there was a lot of action in this movie, and it was good action. I liked it. I mentioned stuff about the action. You just mentioned it. And you actually mentioned it as a negative. I think it's a positive that one of the problems with Superman is that he's OP. You know, it's kind of hard to beat him. And Supergirl kind of has the same problem. And I like that throughout the movie, they kept weakening her in the fight scenes. First she's drunk in the red planet, then she gets poisoned, you know, then she's in the green planet. And so throughout it, you don't really see her at full power, and that's on purpose because they're supposed to have a struggle. Like that way fights have meaning. But then you don't see it until the very end. And I'm like, I like that those had stakes because she was weakened. And I'm glad they weakened her so they can have some stakes. So I like the action. So I overall, other than those two moments, everything else kind of works for me. I don't mind that she didn't have like a complete, like Jeff is saying, 100% like arc as character, but I think just the fact that she was in a funk, she was able to get out of it, that was enough for me. So yeah, those are my final thoughts.
Daryl, you're gonna have to edit this out. I gotta pee really bad. I can't focus.
It just takes some time. Yeah, a little bit. That was an interesting song.
They took that song. Every time I hear it, it's like oh good, like that's what it sounds like. But they took that out actually, so I kept feeling it in my head.
You're like it should sound like.
So they took that little part out. Yeah, they took that and I was still doing it in my head.
Terrible adaptation. That's not how you adapt something.
They took the out.
They took the out. They took Arnold Schwarzenegger out of this. Just take some time. Where's Jeff, bro?
I know, dude. This is so unprofessional.
Oh, Jeff. Would you get up and pee in the middle of a date?
Wait, what's wrong with peeing on a date?
Peeing on a date is not professional at all, Dario. Don't do that. I know we used to do that back in caveman times, like you said. We don't do that anymore. It just takes some time. Get a little bit.
Okay, so for my final thoughts, again, this is not a bad movie. We've had really bad superhero movies like Morbius. I think my problem is two things. My problem is who made this movie, the level where they're at. This is a big studio with a big budget, with a great leader. You had all the pieces. You had the comic books resource. Like, you had everything. Like, this should have been so freaking amazing, and yet you just made a movie, an average superhero movie full of cliches, and just really, really safe. And yeah, I think that's what bugs me the most. I don't know. Again, I find it hard to believe that James Gunn watched this movie and he said, "Go ahead." You know, like I find it really hard that the guy that made Superman and Guardians and all these things that have been really successful. So, you know, I'm not nervous for DC. I think DC has a bright future ahead of them. I'm a little concerned though. Like, fam, are we good? Like, you guys got it right. Like, you guys promised a new beginning. This is a new era. So, but yeah. So again, $178 million. If this was a film, if this exact movie was made by indie production, this would have been a great achievement. But this is a big studio making this movie. It's not acceptable.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna interrupt you halfway.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Just don't tell me when you do it. Yeah. All in all, there are, I feel, better examples of this movie. And one of them is actually from the previous DC universe, Wonder Woman. I find that because Wonder Woman, the whole movie, is actually at full power, right? But the world around her is changing. And instead of being a certain way throughout the whole movie and then kind of making a decision at the end, her behavior towards the world around her, she learns something. And then we as the audience learn with her. So I feel like we should take note from things that exceed us or like audience-wise have done well in the past and, you know, try to do better, try to do something different. With this movie, I didn't feel like it was very different. It does feel like part of the new DC universe, and I'm going to tell you right now, hell yeah, I'm nervous. I'm a DC fan, dude. I love DC movies.
Are you concerned for Man of Tomorrow?
I forgot that was a thing. Yeah, hell yeah, I am. By the way, they were filming here in Atlanta, Georgia, and a lot of my friends were showing me videos of them, like Superman and Lex Luthor fighting in the street.
Nice.
That was pretty crazy.
Nice.
Who cares, though? Because, anyways, do better. And at the same time, it's not the worst movie ever. I've seen worse. Yeah, let's try again, boys. What's next after this, DC-wise?
This year we have Clayface.
Yeah.
That can't be bad, right?
That looks really good.
I'll read the comic. Jeff, I'll say though, you said this movie's not bad, but you gave it a 5. That's bad.
Well, first of all, I gave
bad.
it a 2
Great.
stars out of 5.
That's bad.
No, he said 5 out of 10 afterwards.
5?
No, yeah, you said 5
Oh,
out of
5 out
10.
of 10?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'll
bad.
stand by that.
Okay, so you are
Stand
saying,
on business.
you're saying this is bad. 15% is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are our final thoughts. Anything else you guys want to say about this movie?
No.
This movie ain't funny. That was one of my other notes.
That's
This
what you
girl,
said.
yeah, I wrote that down. I forgot to say it. That part where she, actually the whole movie, guys, this is not going to be good for anybody. For you, actually. This and that. That's their whole thing, the whole movie. And I was like, dude, shut up. Like, I'm not. And then Lobo comes in, and I'm like, this guy's kind of funny. You know? That's it. That's my thing.
I thought it was funny.
All right. Well,
Why?
Because
Good.
reasons that we can't explain right now. We don't have the time.
all right. Well,
We don't have
let's,
time. We have to go, guys.
let's wrap up. So that's it for the Supergirl discussion.
Last words?
One more thing that we're gonna do before we end the episode. We're just gonna catch up with the 3 of us to see what else you guys have been watching or reading.
Oh, we want to do it.
That's, yeah.
I'll just quickly say I started watching Game of Thrones. I'm having a blast with that.
Cool.
For the first time, and I'm also watching the World Cup. Dude, I'm a soccer fan now. I'm all in, bro, on the World Cup.
What is it
It's
this
so-
year with the World Cup being like super, like a big deal?
It's so fun because here's the thing, and real quick, it's not just soccer, okay? You have to understand that there's storylines, there's rivalries, there's all these plots going on, and everything just gets settled with soccer. but soccer, it feels like not the main thing. Like there's stories, bro.
Dang.
Like
you should write that, Daryl.
like
It's a good movie.
like this
Yeah.
could potentially be Messi and Ronaldo's last World Cups ever, and then you also have the new people coming in, people like Holland from Norway. Which, by the way, Norway, that's my team now. I'm going for Norway. I love. Everybody's trying to be like Norway. They went viral with their celebration that they do. Like they start rowing, like they do
Oh.
it with the crowd, and now every country wants to be like them. And it comes in, it's cringe when other people do it, but that's their thing. They have this whole culture of like they're Vikings, and bro,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it.
Norway. That's them.
It's awesome. I love the World Cup. Shout out to France shout out to them for killing Norway, because I was mad at Norway because they didn't start any of their star players because they were saving them for the future for another match, and France just killed Norway. So they deserve that. And also yesterday, Saturday, Colombia was playing Portugal, and
Yeah, heard about that.
by a toe. If you know, you know. Colombia didn't win because of a toe. So I'm having a blast watching the World Cup, bro. Yeah, I hope Norway goes all the way.
Let's go Norway.
All the way, Norway.
All the way for Norway. no way. Norway doesn't make it all the way.
No way.
Ain't
No way, Norway. And then they start doing the thing.
Yeah, I love it.
Nice. What are you reading or
Me?
watching? Yeah.
Me, George, you're gonna have to help me out here a little bit.
Sure.
So we have the app. So I've been reading some comics, DC comics. So I'm into it. I read this one, Batman I guess I'm in the number 4, but I'm reading the new issue for Batman.
Are you reading the new run?
Yeah, the blue and gray suit.
Matt
I didn't even
Fraction?
see that. Yeah, it's the new run.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Matt Fraction.
Yeah.
And Jorge Jimenez. Shout out to another Jorge.
You know, Matt
the
Fraction.
artist.
Matt Fraction is the one that wrote the storyline that was just for the Hawkeye show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the comic. He wrote the comic.
Yep.
I gotta read that. Yeah.
So I'm reading that Batman. I'm kind of waiting for the next one to come out. We have the subscription that we have to wait 6 months. So I think it's coming out for
DC
me. It's
sponsor us.
gonna become available next month. So I'm 4 issues in. I am digging it. It is pretty damn cool.
Matt Fraction, he's a good writer.
Yeah. It's dope. It's dope. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Absolute Green Arrow. I just started it.
Ooh, that's brand new, dude.
Yeah. This is coming out. I think right now. Written by. His name.
Who's that?
Sorry.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
We might have to bleep it out. Pornsack. Pornsack. Pichette.
Sorry, dude. I don't
Sorry,
want to
bro.
mess
I
it-
don't know how to say
I don't
it.
know what to say.
I don't know who that
That's
is.
his name.
Jeff, you might want to look that up and say it as
look
loud
up
as
Absolute
possible.
Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Really different because Green Arrow. This is a version of Green Arrow where, what's his name? His name?
Oliver Queen?
Yeah, he's dead. And someone else is taking on the mantle of Green Arrow, killing people, killing like billionaires. But he's like a serial killer though, and he's pretty scary. So it's not told through his perspective. At least not the first issue. It's told through like a couple different people, mainly a security guard, that they're like looking like why is this person taking on Green Arrow and killing these billionaires companies. And it's a pretty interesting mystery. I love a mystery. And then lastly, I just started Brave and the Bold.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, from
Nice.
2007.
Is that Tom King's?
Sure. Why can't I go to the...
Just hit done. Oh, there you go.
Crap, sorry. Doesn't
It
say.
don't matter.
Okay, it's from 2007, right? So that's...
I have.
with,
Mark-
with Green Lantern and Batman?
Yeah, Green Lantern and
that's not
Batman.
what I
I
thought.
just started it. Mark Wade.
Mark Wade.
Oh.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
It's back from 2007. I literally just started. I think I haven't finished the
It's
first
one of
issue.
the goats.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, that's what I'm reading.
I think you're gonna
that one
enjoy
is.
if you enjoy the Green Lantern, the other Absolute titles.
Oh,
You're gonna like
Green
it.
Arrow.
It's all on the same universe.
Yeah, Absolute Green Arrow.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they just announced they're doing an Absolute Batman TV animated series.
That.
And
Dude.
Here's the thing. I'm keeping my hopes low because lately animation studios with like big names have been like I don't know run around like a little cheap when it comes to some of their animation. And this is a really new like property. Like Absolute Batman is a recent addition to the DC universe comics, and people love it. It's a really good story. Same thing with Superman and Wonder Woman. They have really good like absolute stories. So I'm like, okay. Also, stop making so many Batman things, bro. You're milking that boy.
You're getting sick of it.
Yeah. That's their Mickey Mouse. But yeah, no, I'm excited. Go for it.
Yeah.
What are you reading?
What am I reading?
Or watching?
Watching, playing. I'm currently watching The Sopranos. I feel like I'm like halfway through the season, and then I lie to myself, and I realize I'm on episode 3 of season 1. Those episodes are long, dude.
These long episodes.
Yeah. And I feel like I've experienced so much, but
Yeah.
that's actually pretty good. It gives me some nostalgia from back in those days, and it reminds me of like when my family, like how they used to live in those old houses and the old cars, and like what they used to wear. It's pretty cool. Great acting. Great story. And then I just played the latest First Light, 007 First Light. It's the James Bond game, and it's just about his origin story, how he became James Bond, 007. Really good. Like pretty much an action movie in a game, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I'll give it like a 8.5 out of 10. Fun stuff. Sponsor us, PlayStation, please.
Nice.
And
That's it. That's good.
am I watching anything else?
No.
Okay.
I'm watching you right now. Watch yourself.
Somebody help me.
Oh, and also just a quick shout out to the Amazing Spider-Man comics. They're coming up on their 1,000th issue, like issue 1,000 for the Amazing Spider-Man title. It's gonna happen this year.
Wow.
It's a little controversial because for like the past few years, the Spider-Man comics haven't been that great. So, but still,
But
it's cool to celebrate that. So, shout out to them for that.
Yeah, you can fault them or like not celebrate them just because lately they haven't been hitting it. What about all the,
Yeah.
900 shishus?
What about all the other good 900 ones? Okay.
But yeah. All right. Well,
Happy
that's
birthday,
it. I think
Spider-Man.
that's it for all of us, right? We're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing you guys want to promote at the moment?
No, currently.
I feel like I'm forgetting
I think
something.
George is looking around.
Yeah, I'm just.
All right.
I know. As soon as we hit stop on record, I'm gonna be like, oh wait.
That thing.
All right, well,
that's fine.
In that
Last
case, thank you so much for watching.
Go watch Supergirl.
Oh, you killed me before I ended the show.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you
we
so
vibed
much
just
for
to go.
watching. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to go watch our episode where we cover the comic book, the Supergirl comic. And we also have a review for The Boys in the channel. Yep, he's still pretty dead. All right.
Peace.
Peace. Cut.
Saying cut.